Hello, everyone. Nice job with Mirsky and the body parts. Keep in mind here that part of what I'm interested in is the way by which we might learn how to read more effectively the essay and analytical writing. And so in this body section, where we have a variety of different body parts, what I'm interested in thinking about is the way by which we might learn from the writer how the writer is cueing the reader, and thus how the reader is being taught by the writer to read. Which seems kind of wild when we think about it, because I think we think of reading as something that we've already learned how to do, right? Back in first, second, third grade. But yet here I'd like to suggest to you that writers are in fact always already teaching us to read in writing, and conversely, that we as readers in some ways are in fact writing as we read. We're rewriting what has been written for us as we read it. I know, all kinds of meta going down there. So you can see on your screen here, I've jumped into that collaboration and that shared Google Doc, which is a great digital learning tool. I've offered some comments in there, and I've highlighted some things, and I've made some notes. So I highly recommend that you go back and take a few minutes to look at what's offered there and what I've offered in these comments, as you can see in my highlighting and my questions. One of the biggest things for us to think about in this process is to think about how we can, again, learn from Mirsky as to how she's teaching us. And so one of the things that I think is really important in Mirsky's essay and also in Kerstetter is the way by which these two writers, one, they have some style that we can start to learn from. And in that, I'm saying, for example, the topic sentence and its location is not much of a surprise. Usually that's in the first or second sentence of a paragraph. And it's often the first because that's the first sentence. But sometimes it's the second because that first sentence might be a transition between the paragraph above it and that paragraph. So the topic sentence is not really such a challenge. It's the point sentence. And the point sentence is the reason for the paragraph, which is to say that it's the thing that some of you started to hone in on when you wrote about what you think this is doing here. And I think that's really important. You can see I'm under pressure, right? I'm always working with, this is a quick note for how do we live and learn in the Rona. I set my phone timer so that I can try to work in a focused fashion and not get distracted and do all the other things. That's a tip that I would share with you and encourage you to do too. Sorry about the interruption. But we should start to see that Mirsky sometimes will give us a point at the end. At other moments, in other body paragraphs, she really leaves that point up to us. And I think one space wherein that can be most effective is, in fact, in memoir or a narrative essay that's much less effective in an argumentative essay. And that's important to keep in mind.